I'm Katrina, and this is So and Tare, and today we are going to be baking in the car. Yep, it's 97 degrees outside. We're going to see how hot it is inside. When they say preheat your oven, it's already preheated. So the recipe that we are cooking in the car today is chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies in the car. No electricity, you don't have to buy yourself an extra solar oven. If you have a car and you have sun, you can do this recipe. Like I mentioned before, it's 97 degrees out right now. It does not have to be 97 degrees to cook in your car. I have cooked cookies in my car when it was 70 something, probably 75 or above, and it just takes longer. And know that in your recipe, if it says, 375 degrees, well, your car is going to be actually less hot than that. I'm not even going to say cooler, it's less hot. And so it will take longer. But how much longer it would take depends on a whole bunch of things. If your car is in partial shade or if it has full sun, if you've used a reflector behind it, all of these things. So, time you're gonna have to figure out on your own. But the concept you'll get here. Alright, so this is a recipe off of the back of an Albertsons chocolate chip bag, and the date happens to be where the recipe is that I cut out. It's from 2007. So here's the recipe. 2.5 cups flour, 1 cup brown sugar, 1 cup butter softened. Now, my butter softened a little more because it's 81 in the house. So, if you cook a lot, then, or if you bake a lot, then you know that the consistency of your butter when it goes into the mix does matter. This is going to be a little different because the fats in your cookies are going to melt and start processing faster than the rest of the ingredients in the cookie. So when you make cookies in the car, they're going to be flat. So they're going to be flat, and make sure you use a cookie sheet with rims. I made this mistake because the oil will come out first, and if it has rim, if it doesn't have a rim and it's on an angle, then it will slide right off onto your car. So that was 1 cup butter. 1/2 cup sugar, 2 eggs, those are chicken eggs. If you want to use quail eggs, that would be 8 quail eggs. 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 12-ounce package of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and this also calls for 1 cup chopped walnuts, which I never put in my chocolate chip cookies. So there's recipe. Basically, the recipe is to put it all into a mixer except for the chocolate chips. Mix it all together until it's incorporated. Add the chocolate chips, stir that in, and there you go. So that's the actual putting together the cookie dough. And then we will move on. So the regular recipe calls for 375 degrees and cooked for 10 to 12 minutes. So we're going to go longer than 10 to 12 minutes. And these are on ungreased cookie sheets. And like I said before, the fats are going to melt first, so it's not going to be such an issue, and it might stick. It's fine. Part of the other interesting thing about cooking cookies in the car is that if you are one of these people that like the crispy cookies, I like the soft and chewy kind, but we usually end up with crispy when done in the car. When you do that, you can cook it as long as you want. It's just going to get more crispy. It doesn't burn. So if you like a really hard cookie, then that's going to be your choice. I am not going to be using parchment paper today, but you can. Some people use this. I choose not to. It usually means we end up with cookie pieces and not cookie in whole, but that's okay. That's okay with me. It makes a great ice cream topper. So let's get going. I already told you the ingredients. I'm gonna put them in there, mix it up, and we'll put it in the car and find out what happens. Alright, I'm not sure when the battery cut out, so I'm going to repeat this. It's 167 right now in the car. 167. And don't leave your kids or your pets in the car. or yourself for a long time. I just went inside, did an intro, and came back out here with a towel and the reflector that goes in my car. Basically what I just did here is I made a solar oven. So we're gonna see how hot it gets. We're gonna go inside and mix up our ingredients, put them on our baking sheet, and get started. Make sure you get stuff on the bottom. For some reason it's not picking up the stuff on the bottom. Might have to adjust my beater. Good batter. I'm going to add our chocolate chips. Alright, semi-sweet is the best. Guys, I was going to actually can inside today, but it is too hot. So, solar cooking in the car is a pretty good idea. Alright guys, so the way I do it is I use 2 spoons. I know a lot of people use a cookie scoop, but sometimes I do, but most of the time I just use 2 spoons. I just get a scoop, bring it over, and pop it out. You can form it up if you want. Not really necessary for these. They are going to get wide anyway, so I would expect that they're going to end up touching. So don't get over obsessed about the spacing on these. Alright, one sheet done. We're going to add another one to the mix. So the other good thing about doing this on the cookie sheet in the car is that you don't have to rotate your levels. So usually when I do 2 cookie sheets of cookies, I like to have them come out even. So I do half of the time on the bottom and half of the time on the top rack, and or not the very top and the very bottom, but I hope you guys know what I mean. And then, so for this, you don't have to do that because you have a bigger oven. Now my hope is that putting the reflector further out from the dash will make that area hotter. I believe that to be true. I've never measured it though, so this will be our experiment in that. And then with the rest of the car, I mean, you could totally put something in there that's low temperature. I mean, you could potentially fill your car with random baked goods. I'll be doing more of these videos, so we can try some different things. I have tried some other things, but we can experiment more. All right. I do have about that much more, but I'm going to save that, probably eat some of it, but I'm going to freeze some of it and can have cookies later. So we have this tray and this tray. Let's get it out. It is 1:55 right now. We can start our clock. Alright guys, our oven is at 190 degrees. Ooh, and that's already hot. So we're going to be cooking these and keeping an eye on them, and we're starting the clock at 2 o'clock. Alright, we are at a half an hour. See, they've slid. But they're looking pretty good. Temperature is, either says 191 or 194. I guess I can't read it here. Alright, temperature is 191, and we're still baking. It is 3:09, 99 degrees outside, 190 inside the car. And they are not quite done, but they are cooking. Looking good. So it's 96 degrees outside. We're starting to get shade on the car. And these are looking like this done. Looks like it's 182, 183. Sorry, there it is. Looks like it's 182, 183 inside. These ones also look like they might be done. So let's take them out and see what they look like. Smells like cookies in here. Oh yeah, they're done. See how they are. Oh yeah, I did not overdo it. Look at that. Well, these are done, and I actually timed it right. So what was that? That was 1 hour 40 minutes for a 10 to 12 minute recipe at about 190 degrees instead of 350 or 325, I don't remember. So here's this. Look at how nice that is. It's flexible, it's gooey. That's delicious. Now, if you want them to be crispy, all you do is you leave it in there longer. But for me, I like them like this. So we're gonna go with 1 hour 40 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I have made cookies in the car before. I've made them on construction sites. I'm a biologist, and I often find myself on construction sites. I always tell these guys when it's really hot, oh, you can cook in your car. And they never believe me until I make them cookies in my car. And it's so nice because the whole ride back smells like cookies. So enjoy your cookies, enjoy cooking in your car, and realize this is why you don't leave you know, your dog or your baby or yourself in the car for too long. So, they turned out great. Have a good day.